Hello, welcome to another day in Old School RuneScape. Today we're going to be doing the Barracuda trials. Top notch, enjoying it. What's up, Oblivionate? Yeah, I gotta get. It's gonna take me a bunch of attempts to get used to this course. Oblivionate says, I've never completed this course on the hardest difficulty yet, only the easy and medium difficulties. You can chat all you want, Oblivionate, or you can chill. But I appreciate it. Yeah, as it is with Barracuda trials, you know, you do the course a bunch of times, and then one time you just achieve that Zen mode, and you reach a flow, and you complete it. I've not tried fishing from my boat yet, no. Yeah, I'll eventually try it out. It looks like good money. Awesome. What's your sailing level, Oblivinate? What do you do most while sailing? Do you do salvaging or barracuda trails or port tasks? Or charting? You're 80 sailing, nice. Yeah, I've just been switching, you know, back and forth from salvaging and barracuda trails. You've been grinding? Nice. You've been working on herb lore, fishing, fletching, agility, and rune crafting. Rune crafting is my lowest level. Next lowest is farming. Then ranged, then herb lore. Your second lowest is rune crafting. Your first lowest is construction. Costs so much money. Yeah, construction is insanely expensive. Yeah, between construction and sailing, you spend so much money. Which, yeah, it's part of the game. It's just, it's crazy to see, Like, it's astonishing. I did not see the new weapons and armor for the new raid, no. It's that will be in game at the end of the year. The Fractured Archive first rewards proposal. They're going to be pulling the new raid rewards soon. Okay. They have a pair of dual crossbows that are god tier. And you want them so bad. They're called Ascension crossbows, and they're going to be the fastest weapon in the game. Wow. That's interesting. That's intriguing that you say that, because I don't think I've put much thought into the speed of attacks when fighting like a monster, But like, let's say, would it apply like if a monster is slow or has slow attacks, and then you have that crossbow and you can like shoot arrows like super quick at it or something? Oh man, I went through the portal without getting that thing. So the game runs off a tick system where one tick is 0.6 seconds. Right now, the fastest weapon in game, fire at 3 ticks. So one attack every 1.8 seconds. The new crossbow are going to be 2 tick equals 1.2 seconds. Okay. Yeah, it's always good when a weapon or armor looks awesome. Yeah. It's always funny when there is it's always funny when there is a lower tier, piece of armor that looks better than the higher tier piece of armor. uh, just in MMORPGs in general. It's funny when that happens. Thankfully, OSRS ain't too bad about that. Oblivionate says, yeah. And then Oblivionate says, but in WoW. Yeah, I mean, WoW was mainly what I was thinking about when I said that. Oh, I went the wrong way. It's really odd. My Streamlabs just did like a little, like I don't know what you would call it, I guess, but like the chat kind of like went away for a second, like the section where the chat is, and then the time reset. But yeah, everything on YouTube is still, you know, correct and it's live and all that. So I've never had that happen before. Thank you for confirming that everything is good. Thank you, Oblivion. I'm really appreciating the sound effects of when I pick up these crates. Ring! Yeah, I saw that the pre-orders for GTA 6 are going to be happening. What? I missed a crate or something. No, I'm not going to sign up for pre-orders. I am hyped for the game, though. Is it going to be available on PC right off the bat or no? We don't know till next week. You're expecting them to be releasing a trailer alongside the announcement? Yeah, GTA has always been one of my favorite games to play because of the open world aspect. And I love, you know, open world games, sandbox games. So my favorite genre of game is MMORPG, but other than MMORPGs, I enjoy, you know, games like GTA. And back in the day, I played some first-person shooters like Counter-Strike Source and Unreal Tournament 2004. But I was never good at first-person shooters, but I still played them a lot. But yeah, GTA is always fun. So I love driving around in GTA and exploring. I always essentially I never really do the story modes in GTA. I just explore the world. Well, I remember when Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, they had one of the biggest or the biggest maps of like a lot of games, right? Um, so I really do hope that, you know, they are doing something that has never been done before and that it's not just, you know, marketing or hype. Um, of course, you know, I'm going to be looking at graphics, but not only graphics. Um, I, I want it to feel like I'm in a living, breathing world, right? I want to be able to go into, you know, as many buildings. Um, and I want to be able to really have a very, I guess you can say, detailed experience, right? So in a game like that, the smallest things matter, right? So I want to be able to interact with as much as possible. I want to be able to interact with as many things as possible, and I guess customize stuff. Um, and just really have it be like a almost like a reality simulator, I guess you can say, or like a simulation or a simulated world, that sort of thing. Um, which over the years, GTA has been making progress with many aspects of the game, and it's just gonna be really cool to see where they went with this one and took this one. And a game like that, when they put so many resources into it, it's a game that's going to be around for a long time. Um, and when I say that, like, obviously you can play the other games still, but I mean, like, specifically with, like, updates, DLC, you know, online modes. Um, that game is going to be played by many people in online modes and for a long time. It's going to be updated for a long time. Oblivion says, I think GTA 5 was the second most profitable game right behind Minecraft, so I have faith in Rockstar to deliver. But other companies have made me feel untrustworthy these last few years, especially Ubisoft and Activision. Um, yeah, I don't follow too much with what specific companies are doing exactly to the T with games and stuff like that, but I've heard, you know, people's frustrations with Activision. Um, Oblivion says, "Oh man, I could give you details, but would be here a long time." um, the biggest things I kind of have heard, just in general, with these game companies, is microtransactions and just basically rushing games and just sucking the soul out of games, that sort of thing. And on top of that, and by the way, I have nothing against any of these game companies, you know, specifically. I'm kind of talking in a generalized fashion. But microtransactions, you know, they suck and they suck the soul out of the games, and so there's two things. And then a big thing that's been happening, which I guess is understandable kind of, is everybody's using like the same game engine, right? Like the Unreal Engine, which is fine to an extent, but all the games end up kind of being the same. And I know it's difficult to create a game engine from scratch, so it makes sense that game developers would use something like Unreal. But I want to see more game developers tweak, I guess, make tweaks to the when they're creating their game, kind of make it unique so people kind of can't tell that it's from the engine, from the like for example, Unreal Engine. Um, and I think that would kind of help that situation a little bit. But I have an appreciation for games that use a unique engine, their own engine, and when the game has like a feel or a vibe that can't be easily just copy and pasted, easily duplicated. Oblivinate says they patented a game mechanic where if you spend money on skins in their game, their matchmaking system will put you in easier lobbies to influence new players to buy skins. And it's proven to be in at least one Call of Duty. The patents are public. Oblivion says, I like the technical view you have. The game engines really do add a sort of unique thumbprint to how a game feels to play. Yes. Like you can tell if a game is using something like Unity or Unreal purely based on how the game feels to play. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we just need and again, this is not to talk bad on all the people that work hard on these games and put effort into it and put effort into the stories and art and all that. But again, like we're talking about, the game engine has a big aspect on, like we said, feel, vibe, and there's a difference between an engine where it's made for the game, where The physics, the animations, the art, the music, it's all like a cohesive, well-oiled experience. And when everyone's using like an engine like Unreal, there's like a mismatch. And it just feels like a lot of these games, newer games, feel like it's just a skin on another game, you know? And it depends. Some developers do it right and they can make it work. But some of it is just lazily done, right? And to be clear, I haven't played many new games, but I see, the videos on YouTube of all these new games. And part of the reason why I don't play many new games is because there's no pull like there used to be with the older games. And I think it's a combination of things, right? It's just the era that I grew up in with things like MMOs, and MMOs aren't as popular as they used to be. Um, and even if it's not an MMO, the games just don't. Yeah, they just don't, pull me to want to play it. And, you know, again, don't get me wrong, because there's a bunch of indie games. Like, indie games have seen a bunch of success, and a lot of people are going towards indie games because they have those unique aspects, they have that creativity, they have the engines, the art, and even if they're not using their own engines, if they use an engine like Unreal, they put the effort in it to make it unique. And so that's why we're seeing all this success in the indie gaming space. Oblivion says it's also crazy how old. It's also crazy how old some lines of code are in privately created game engines, when information used to be more obscure. So things like game wikis didn't exist, or at least not to the same extent. Like imagine where we'd be in RuneScape without ever having a wiki, yeah, or plugins, yep. Half of my quest wouldn't be completed if it wasn't for some form of game wiki. Dude, man, I probably wouldn't even be able to get past the first few quests. And if so, it would take forever. And as you know, I'm not the biggest fan of questing, so I probably get discouraged easier. And I know some people like playing without the wikis and without the plugins, but for me, I want to play with the plugins. I want to play with the wikis. I want to get the quests done, and I want to get back to my skilling. What would I say my ultimate goal is in RuneScape? My ultimate goal in RuneScape is to experience as much of RuneScape as possible. I want to. For me, playing RuneScape is experiencing the game like I didn't get to experience it when I was younger. Because when I was younger, I didn't play consistently and I had no idea what I was doing. So now that I'm putting more time into it, I'm more consistent, and we have things like wikis. I'm getting to experience the game. And my other parts of that goal is to understand and immerse myself in the community. So, talking to people on the YouTube chat about the game, which we're doing, which is awesome. You know, looking from time to time, in the in-game chat, seeing what, the community there, watching videos about the game, um, just kind of understanding how people play the game, what they like about the game, all the different modes that they're playing. Um, I like hearing stories of how people started playing the game, and I like hearing, you know, and I just like hearing what they're doing in the game now. And I think one of the coolest things is I kind of lost my train of thought there, but I think some of the cool things is just seeing where the game, seeing the history of the game, seeing what it's been through, and seeing where it is now, the updates to it, and seeing that the updates are being done tastefully, that don't in a way that doesn't ruin the game, and just seeing all the different ways that people play the game, and yeah, I just like experiencing the game by playing it, learning. I like learning from other people, and learning about what and seeing what they know about the game, right? So like Oblivion, I'm always amazed at how much you know about the game, and seeing people be so passionate about the game makes me, want to learn more about the game. Yeah, so it's, a little bit of everything combined. And so, yeah, my main goal is to experience and immerse myself in the game and the community in the way that I do, uh, which is, playing the game, watching videos about the game, and talking to people in the YouTube chat about the game. Oblivion says, I think another goal of mine is to get one of the strongest weapons in the game, like the Twisted Bow, Blood Scythe, or Shadow Staff. Oh, Shadow Staff, that sounds cool. Yeah, man, I appreciate you. You've taught me a lot about the game. to start the... Yeah, it's interesting. When I was talking about all that stuff, like there were so many different things kind of going through my brain. And I expressed it, the best I could, and I lost track for a little bit, but uh I yeah, explained it the best I could, and I think I got my point across. Thank you for asking the question, by the way, Oblivion. I appreciate it. Oblivion says, yeah, man, it's cool hearing what people are up to and their aspirations. Yes. Yeah, another thing that I want to another thing that I want to reiterate is that I really want to understand RuneScape culture, RuneScape community. That's part of immersing myself in the game and talking with the YouTube chat, and then also I love seeing like RuneScape memes and all of the funny videos and memes that people make. I love seeing that. Like, and the coolest, some of the coolest ones are where, and it's cool because it's true and it's funny, that level 92 is halfway to 99. I love that. There's a real life international OSRS PvP tournament going on. Oh, it's called Dead Man All Stars. Interesting. I think I'd be more interested in watching something like. I'm gonna need help kind of figuring what mode this is, but is it called leagues when they have a group of people? No, see that's group Iron Man, I think, but isn't leagues something like you get more XP and you there's a certain amount of time it's like limited to like do all the leveling, uh questing, you know skilling in a certain amount of time, and then there's like a leaderboard or something. Is that how that works, or is that something else? But I would be interested in watching, and I've seen people do this before, but I don't think I watched all the way through it. Like there's things where people do like a group Ironman or something, and they, uh, help each other, get the resources they need, um, and all that. But I've mentioned this before. I think the things that I enjoy watching, I've seen people do one chunk. I think that's really cool. Blivinate says Leagues is an alternate time limited game mode they've released every year, and it's unique every year. Two other good, unique OSRS series you should watch are Swampletics. Yeah, I heard of that. The Mauritania Locked Ultimate Iron Man. Okay. And Jimmy's by Release Iron Man, where he completes every quest chronologically by its release date. And he can only use equipment, items, and features available at those times. Ah. Mauritania Locked Iron Man? See, that blows my mind. Like, I could see how that could be possible, but I can definitely see also running into a bunch of roadblocks. And I'm not too familiar, obviously, with every mechanic of the game and the prerequisites for every skill, but I'm guessing if you're locked in just one area and you're an ultimate Iron Man, like you're at least gonna run into one skill that would take you ages. Yeah, the one with Swampletics, he doesn't have an in-game bank he can use. He has to carry everything he needs at all times, and if he dies, he loses it all. It's like some serious MacGyver shenanigans, but in RuneScape. You know what? I have to move this thing down a little bit. Let's move it there. I don't think I really watched bank videos. I mean, I've stumbled upon them in recent history, but not in the past. But yeah, that's like that's the kind of stuff that I appreciate where people focus in on the nitty-gritty details or just simple things like showing what's in their bank, right? And there's like a because it's like people in the community, in the old school RuneScape community, like 100% get it, right? And people outside of the community may get it, they may not. But it's like this like special, um, I guess, understanding that people that play OSRS have. Yeah, what's one? What can I look up on YouTube? Well, I said I kind of miss those days. No one does them anymore, but I feel like it'd be so interesting to bring the trend back. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, what I've seen in recent history isn't necessarily a video focused on just the bank, but people have talk about their bank, but it's not the main focus. It's like part of another aspect. It's like part of like a video that's about something completely different, or just a small part of a video that's about a bunch of different things. All right, I'll look that up. And then, yeah, like the more, I guess you can call them simple videos, not necessarily of the bank, but like, I don't know, like those old school RuneScape or RuneScape music videos. Like when you see those, when I see those pop up on YouTube, they're usually older, like you said, like 18 years old. Yeah, here it is. Vodka 5 gets wings. I need to look up Vodka 5's bank videos. But yeah, the Vodka 5 gets wings is 18 years ago as well. Vodka 5 bank video. Here it is. Bank and commentary, Vodka 5. Yup. With like a... It just reminds me of like a Windows Movie Maker title. And then you got the rock music in the background. And then the biggest bank video I know is I have the biggest bank in art by BTCS. Oh, the bank is nice and organized. Yeah, she has almost every item you could have at that time period. Ah, interesting. Alright, let's check out... Yeah, there's the famous meme, buying GF. Alright, BTCS. That's just tab 9, 704 build, just in tab 9. Am I understanding that correctly? Or is that everything? 704 bill. $800 bill in the bank. Okay. Thank you for showing me those, Oblivion. Yeah, I love seeing old videos like that. Yeah, it is insane, and you know, it's amazing to see how creative people can get with their RuneScape videos. Like, literally, some people literally make like basically TV shows, movies, like in that style from their RuneScape videos. That BTCS guy has 15 of the third age pickaxes we talked about a long while back. The best pickaxe in the game worth 7 billion. Wow. So expensive they can buy them on a grand. They can't buy them on a grand exchange because it has a GP trade cap of 2 billion. The most amount of GP you can hold is also 2 billion. Oh, so the guy who had 800 billion. That was in items, right? Yeah, must have been. You can also buy it through player trade using expensive expensive items equal to 7 billion. Okay. It's crazy to think having that much gold in your bank would make your bank value fluctuate with the economy by like plus minus 10 billion. That's a ridiculous amount of money, yeah. Well, Oblivion, I'm gonna go. It was awesome talking with you. Thank you for watching and interacting. And thank you for sharing those videos with me. I'll catch you on the next live stream. Thank you for being awesome. See you next time. Alright, see ya.